So YouTube, Capital G here, got some replays to show you guys, and this is well, it's kind of like a compilation of lawn mowing next door and the kind of experimenting that people have been doing with this card. You guys saw my little take and my deck list, and I gotta say, I mean, these decks are super duper fun. And this first one is a Skull Servant variant, and I never thought about Skull Servants, you know, potentially milling just a ton of Skull Servants. And well, you know what, I'll just let the video speak for itself. So he opens up with lawn mowing next door. And just like that, guys, he's already got 21 cards in his graveyard because the lawn mowing next door obviously counts. And he milled a couple of white princes too. So he's actually going to be able to add even more cards to the graveyard. I mean, just look at that, right? This guy activated one card and he has 25 cards in the graveyard. Like, how can you not see the potential of that, man? That is just ridiculous. He activates a hand destruction for good measure, gets the malicious. I think he's going to go into that spicy Bills play. No, he does not go for Bills. He goes for Void Ogre Dragon. And just check this out. So he summons King of the Skull Servants. This fucking card, turn one. Get this, turn one hits the board with 8,000 attack. Like, turn one just hits the board with 8,000 attack. That's insane. So he has the Bills. Looks like he's going to summon Malicious. He's going for, okay, he does summon Bills. There we go. So he summons Bills. And, like, look at the field that he has. Now, he did have to banish a couple of his Skull Servants to summon the second King of the Skull Servants. But, I mean, I would say that this would be a very legit field. I mean, this would definitely be an OTK if he wouldn't win second. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, this field should have been able to get him home, but he does kind of get sacked. I don't understand why he did not negate the reasoning. I know you're scared of the Regeki dude, but come, like, look at the Infernoid guy. He opens with reasoning. Even if he didn't open with reasoning, he had left arm offering. He could have searched reasoning, and once Infernoids get reasoning, guys, I mean, this is why they don't run that many, like, normal summon monsters, you know, outside of, like, Decatron and whatnot. Let me go ahead and keep rolling. My bad, I accidentally paused it. And you just see he's basically able to get 25 cards in the graveyard as well. So he ends up searching for Pot of Avidity. I think, I wasn't sure if he did that so he wouldn't deck out or what, but I wasn't quite sure why he did that, why he went for the Pot of Avidity. I do understand he couldn't special anything because he did use Anoku and he basically, you know, kind of ate up his entire field. But, I mean, he's still in a commanding position. He summons Devati, he summons Devati, called a Haunted his chain for no reason because obviously the back row is going to get, you know, blown up and whatnot. And as long as he gets rid of his Bills, he's able to just win the duel. And I know some of you guys will be like, oh, Cap, come on now. If lawn mowing next door was that broken, why is he getting wrecked or anything? Come on, you got to just admit, like, that 25 card mill for reasoning, like, obviously he just got, like, sacked right back. I mean, I would have negated the reasoning because I'm not trying to deal with that. But still, in general, like, I think he did pretty good for his turn one play. And people are acting like, if you play lawn mowing next door and you run a 60 card deck, like, you don't have any other plays. Like, a lot of these decks run other ways of getting monsters into the graveyard. They run Brilliant Fusion and they run things like Reasoning, and, well, Foolish Burial is not the super great because only builds one card, but a lot of them run things like Charge of the Light Brigade, and they run Reasoning and a whole bunch of other cards that do a bunch of milling as well. But if you happen to hit lawn mowing next door, it's just like a super power card. So he ends up losing this match ultimately just because, you know, well, actually he kind of had a decent chance to come back here. He tries to go for the, what's it called? The problem is he's kind of playing a counter matchup. He keeps trying to go for Mizuki to get the King of the Skull Servant out, but clearly, I mean, Infernoids having your entire deck be DD Crow is obviously like a hard counter. And this guy is not, I don't even know how many spells he's running. He's running like a Karibo-based deck. So he's running up into Cosmo, and he gets a Dark Lady on the field. He's running Demise Cosmo. He's gonna act. He opened with, hold on, I think he opened with 3, yeah. And like the guy's first 8 cards, he had like 3 card Demise. So there should be like an auto free win if you open up with that many Demises. You'd like to think you'd get your field spell, but just in general, I mean, that's a pretty. What more can you fucking ask for in Cosmos? The problem is he's not, like, this is not how you play Demise. He's not maximizing this. Every time he activates Demise, he keeps like discarding 20. If like don't. That's not how you play Demise. Like, that's why you run field spells, which, I mean, he should be running Cosmoton, obviously, but, you know, you don't generally want to discard cards. Sometimes it's okay to hold your Demises, you know what I mean? So he does have Dark Lady. He's doing a pretty good job. He's winning the advantage game. And I mean, he's negating a lot of monster effects, but when the floodgates open, guys, and you obviously know what the floodgates are, he's able to get rid of the monster with the Cosmo non-targeting removal, which is pretty good. But when he goes to attack, Karibo would be summoned. He does negate that, but it's like too many Karibo effects, honestly, for him to just get around. You know what I mean? Like this, the Rainbow Karibo kind of misses its targets as Farm Go gets banished, but you know, Rainbow Karibo still comes out to block an attack, and ultimately he doesn't lose out that much. Now he has had Regeki the entire time, but you see right here, he's finally able, after the Regeki, to get to the Lawn Mowing Next Door. And look at the massive gap, guys. This guy has 21 cards in his deck because he has been blowing through his deck with all those, you know, card demises. So, you know, he's blowing through a lot of his deck, and he's been doing a bunch of searching, while this guy really has kind of just been backpedaling. He's been kind of just defending himself. And if this card resolves, which it probably will, he's going to mill 30 cards. I mean, we talked about that in the video. So gets out a Forerunner, which, by the way, reduces the amount of, that's one more card he gets to mill. And just look at this. Just half of his deck is gone. Now, hold on. Let's just check right quick. Because he got Backjack in the graveyard. I think he got like a Necro Gardener too. He got Backjack in the graveyard. I'm trying to scroll through. He got a Treeborn Frog in the graveyard. That's another good card to put in. He got a Necro Gardener so he can stop attacks. And he got a Rainbow Karibo. So this is, I guess, like level 1 Monster Mash deck, where obviously this card is super big. Now, the crazy thing is, he's able to go into Kinky Buyo, and he's able to bring back Chaos Necromancer. This is super, like, this is the epitome of gimmicky, but the card does gain 300 attack for every monster in the graveyard, and when you get to mill 31 cards, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get a lot of monsters in the graveyard. So this damn thing is almost 8,000 attack, so it's going to be able to just run over Forerunner, and, I mean, GG. He did activate, like, Asylum early, so he actually did give up some life points by his own, you know, of his own volition. So you see sometimes lawn mowing works, sometimes it doesn't work, but I think it's just a really cool and fun card. And you see, again, 60 card deck, and this is against heroes. This is like the ultimate in, this is the matchup that you would clearly not want, because I saw people commenting there like, oh cat, what happens when, you know, you're playing against those heroes and they chain dark? You're gonna see that in this match. You're gonna see that. Now, I don't get why he attacked with Utopia the Lightning, and he ran into a Cerberus, so you would think that you wouldn't attack again. Otherwise, Cerberus could just banish itself, and there goes your lightning, and that's what he does. And by the way, you just lost Trick Clown as well. But he is able to super wall up, and he has Call of the Haunted and Oasis for days, so he's going to have like 15 Dark Laws, guys. So he activates the Lawn Mowing Next Door. Look at all those cards get banished. I feel so bad for him because, like, look, man. Like, look at all the cards. He had just so many. He had Galaxy Cyclone that was going to hit. He had Fluffle Wings. Wangs was going to hit the graveyard. He had Electromagnetic Turtle. He's going to lock out a battle phase. A whole bunch of his white cards. Mizuki. Another copy of Cerberus. So you would probably think, oh, well, he's probably just going to lose, right? I don't know about that, guys. So he's going to activate Chief Priest. He blows up Brilliant Fusion, which means goodbye Seraphonites. And he plays Miracle Dig, and all of a sudden, look who's bigger than Darklaw. He just normal summons the King of the Skull Servants, and it's bigger than Darklaw, man. I never thought of that. Was one thing I didn't think about. I didn't think about the potential of just randomly throwing a whole bunch of Skull Servants in a deck and then playing, you know, King of the Skull Servants. Now he does go cast down, get rid of King of the Skull Servants. Obviously, he can attack over the Shiranui too. He's able to summon another Darklaw. So, I mean, double Darklaw, you would think would just spell instant death for, you know, I guess not just Shiranui's, but I mean a zombie deck in general. Like if I told you, hey, Darklaw is going to be summoned twice, and somebody's running a zombie build, and it's kind of like a lawn mowing next, you would probably say, okay, the heroes got it. But not necessarily, man. Not necessarily. In fact, he has the potential of summoning a third Darklaw because he's gone through all of his mass changes, but instead he goes for 101 because Darklaw is not big enough. He could have maybe went for Anki, but you know, he doesn't go that route. And he lost his second Darklaw, I believe, to another Chief Priest, which just blew him up. And he is able to just go for White Princess, and yo, your boy's coming right back King of Skull Servants, 3000 attack. Now he does go for acid. I didn't quite understand this, but he totally forgot that, what's it called, White Princess has an effect. People just forget about that, and like I said, you can use it during the battle phase. So he just ends up launching the White Princess, which by the way will give this 1000 more attack, and it will lower this card. Like, this card is so teeny now. This guy's 200 attack, man. He just runs it over with fucking almost 4000 attack, King of the Skull Servant. So that was a massive misplay, because he brought out a monster with a very, very high level, and it became very, very much weakened. So even when he was hard countered, he still somehow was able to get out this win. And I just, I'm not saying this or showing you guys these videos to like hype this card up or anything. I'm just showing you because I think this card is just fantastic, and I think it's more fun than anything, because it allows you to play crazy stupid decks like this that you just couldn't play. Like, if you don't want to play, a slow version of King of the Skull Servants, just run 60 cards and splash in a whole bunch of, attack negators like a turtle and a whole bunch of dark shit, and, throw in some lawn mowings, and, you can normal summon like King of the Skull Servants at like 4, 5, 6,000 attack like turn 1. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, or if you like Lawn Mowing Next Door, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you have not already.